Hi everyone, this is Saurav here, co-founder of Kuro. This is Kuro, your AI-powered learning companion, built for everyone who's coming on internet day to day to learn. The whole objective of building Kuro is to democratize personalized learning for everyone. You can access to the Kuro platform from the kurohq.com website. Once you click on the Get Started button, you can land on the Kuro home, where I can see the today's task which Kuro have assigned to me from the topic I was actually learning with Kuro, and the last session actually which I was attending with Kuro and was learning about, so that I can start directly from here. In the profile section, I can see about me section and my complete profile, which is actually came from the onboarding session, which you have in the very start with the platform with the Curo, where you and Curo gonna have like one-to-one introduction session where Curo is gonna introduce himself to you, and you can introduce yourself to the Curo. From there, Curo learns about you and make the whole complete platform experience more personalized for the future. Also, I can see all the topics which I was learning with Curo: computer vision, knowledge tracing, virality and growth, LLM history and evolutions. So from here, I can access these topics and continue back for each of the topic. On the home, I can start learning anything new which I want with a Curo. So as a founder, I was currently learning about building a GTM strategy for my EdTech and AI product, which I can actually showcase to you in for this demo. We'll learn about building GTM strategy for my EdTech plus AI product in US market. For a better context, I can also like upload any of the resources I have, any PDF or a document file, or add a link which I found, like maybe an case study link or article link or a YouTube video link or a podcast. In the coming future, you can also have access to the Google Drive as well, where you can link to the any folder or file from the Google Drive, which Kuro can use it as a context to make the whole learning outcome more personalized for you. Once I press enter, what is Kuro gonna do is actually understand the goal and the intent I have to learn this topic. And based upon that, it is gonna offer me two options, is to go either a walkthrough or a deep dive. Walkthrough is majorly like a structural breakdown of the topic from overview point of view. And deep dive is kind of like creating a personalized learning plan which is more deeper. So for the start, maybe I'll go through a walkthrough for this topic. Where now what Curo is gonna do, like taking those goal and the intent I had to learn about building GTM strategy, Curo is gonna find each of the resources from the open internet. Here is a cache. The catch is Curo is not gonna rely on the like SEO content or the SEO data. It is gonna find each of these links, read all these resources from my persona, my point of view, and reading those resources, it is gonna like give a percentage or a scoring to each of these resources. And based upon that, I can see all these relevant scores and re-rank the whole search and becomes like a AI personalized search for me, so that I don't have to do these hassle now on a Google search. And Curo is doing all this stuff for me. Now Curo found these resources relevant to me. What is Curo gonna do after that is that taking these resources, reading them, and then structure them into like a clear sections. So the way how I should actually learn about building a GTM strategy from a like a walkthrough point of view. So now Curo have created like this structured sections for me to learn about this topic is building your market understanding for GTM success, defining your target customers and their needs, aligning product fits, value and GTM approach, choosing channels and crafting buyer journey, driving demands and aligning sales executions, pricing strategy and compliances for US EdTech AI market, which is very relevant to the person who might be learning about GTM strategy for the EdTech and AI product. And I feel it very relevant to me as well. Now, Curo have given me this content, reading those resources. Now it curated the best content in the form I understand the best. I can start reading from here and start learning from about building your market understanding for GTM success. I start learning about market understanding is a connective tissue between your product and your GTM plan, and about how your problem solves, how they decide how to buy. If I prefer to highlight this point, I can keep this as a highlight. Or maybe if I have any doubt about how, like actually I didn't understand this, so can you explain me this in simple way? So using this as a context and the whole resources, now Kuro can respond to you in a simpler way, where you can ask your all the doubts, you can ask any of the follow-up questions, so you don't have to go outside this platform, or you don't have to give the links to the chat GPT or Perplexity and ask question repeated times, and it never loses the context. That's the difference, and it is gonna explain you in a very simple and short way. Other than this, if I want to, like, I'm not a person who might like to read. I'm like a person who might like a video or more engaging way of learning. I can directly launch a whiteboard experience with Kuro, where if I launch this for the section building your market understanding for GTM success, what Kuro is gonna do here is actually create this personalized learning session for me, where it is gonna talk to me, teach me about this, how to understand the market for your GTM success, and show me visually with the diagrams and explain me each concept, and I can talk back to it, ask question in between.
Market understanding gets interesting when you stop treating customers like a crowd and start seeing the forces that make different buyers behave differently. This is where you stop thinking in terms of a big audience and start looking for the people whose problem is painful enough to matter. If you skip that shift, every downstream choice, messaging,
Can you explain me about market understanding in a simpler way? I'm a 6-year-old child, so in that way, if you can help me learn with some analogy of my childhood or around my school.
absolutely. Think of it like bringing the right snack to school. If you bring carrots to a kid who only wants cookies, the snack is fine, but it misses the real need. Market understanding is figuring out who wants what helps them choose, and what rules you.
So in this kind of way, like it understood, okay, I am a 6-year-old child and I want to understand about market understanding. As an analogy from my school, it has given me example of a snack bringing to the school. In this way, you can interact with the Curo and learn better and like in a more immersive way. It is gonna show you some very good visuals, diagrams whenever needed, pulls off some of the images for your references, and talk to you back whenever you want. Or maybe, yeah, if I'm a person to read, I can go through all of these content, which is perfectly curated, personalized for yourself, like based upon like what Kuro understands about you, Kuro knows about you. I can go through these complete content where Kuro also like separated out all the example mentioned in these content whenever it needs, okay, for a reference. It has given you some insights where you can see the explanation for these insights, and also sometimes it gives you some questions to check your understanding, and it marks like, okay, I'm done with this section. Now Kuro knows after these questions that, okay, the user is now like well learned about this topic or this section, now you can move ahead. And I can go through these resources which Kuro referred actually while writing or curating this content for me. And other than this, maybe after this, I would like to, oh, let me go through like a whole deep dive to build this GTM strategy. I don't feel this much is enough for me. I want to go into each segments of it in a more deeper way. You can click on a deep dive. What Curo is gonna now do with this is actually create a personalized learning plan. How it is different than from a walkthrough is that in a personalized learning plan, it is kind of like a stepping stone, and for each stepping stone, takes you like deeper and deeper, like where it is created like a personalized learning plan of conducting edtech market research, developing AI focused curriculum, implementing digital adoption infrastructure, designing competitive pricing models, executing digital marketing campaigns. For each of these subtopics, now Curo takes you very deep. In the similar way, it is going to find each resources for each of these subtopics and create like multiple sections inside those to take you deeper. Now we can see like Curo created all this session for each of the subtopic, and I can click on start learning, and it created the same kind of content for each of the subtopic. Now it's more deeper, it's more amount of content for you to go through, and you don't have to actually now go on 20 plus tabs to find all these content. Now it's on a single place, and you can learn with Kuro now. And in a similar way, you can read through this content, read about the examples, the tips, wherever the Kuro find those tips, and check your understanding. Either you can join on the whiteboard with the Kuro, highlight any of the part if you find it relevant for you, or maybe ask a doubt whenever you want with the Kuro. This is what you can do right now with the Kuro. I would love you guys to try and experience the new Kuro experience, and let us know your feedback. Thank you.